Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's Harshit from lovely Professional University, Phagwara, Punjab, and we are on a series to learn Python. And every day we are going to upload one lecture which teaches you some part of it. And at the end of the series, we are going to be bagging this language. We are going to be boom we are going to be having boom knowledge of this language. Okay, and guys, another thing, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are seeing this from any place, just comment down your state. I'll get to know that where my videos are being watched. Okay, so in today's lecture we will be understanding how can we take multiple inputs and how can we actually convert the types. Yeah, we can convert the type of an integer to an float or of a string to an integer. So we are also going to learn this thing, guys. But before all that, we are going to actually have the revision. Okay, for that revision part, I have given you a homework in the last class. If you guys have done it and you guys have done all the tick marks that I have told you, then very good of you guys. And if you have any problems, you can comment down below. I'll resolve those problems as well. So for the revision part, let's just see let's just see what we have actually done in last class. We actually went through the knowledge of data types, another thing, inputs, and another thing, outputs. We have done these parts till now. Okay. And we we have actually studied the theory part of this Python language, that when it came into when it published, who was father of Python and all. So that theory part is what we are keeping aside, and the previous knowledge which we covered in our last lecture was the actual knowledge which we will be doing right now again for a quick revision. So let's just see. There are there are majorly multiple data types, but major there are some, which one of them is, which are, let me just put this in comments. Okay, there is a new concept, comments. For that, comments, this concept is very easy to understand. It's just some explanation of a code written by us for the next coder or for someone who will be watching our code, not for the users, because comments cannot be executed. For example, if I'll say hi is needed to print, and in the next line I'll just write my print syntax, print colon hi. And now if I'll run, there is no hi is needed to print such statement, but there is a statement of hi. So it's just for the coders who are actually seeing a raw code. That's why these are there. These are just to explain the code for particular people. There's a difference between a good code and a bad code. A good code is actually a code which is easy to read and easy to understand by someone who is not working with you, but someone who will be inspecting you. And for a bad code, it's just a code in which you are just ramming everything up. You are actually ramming everything, each statement, each loop. You are just ramming them, not in a particular sequence, not carrying enough spaces. A code which looks nice, neat, and clean is more preferred than a code which is just scrambled up all the way. No, it's not the code we are going to write. Even if we are learning coding, we will be doing it in the nice code parts. Okay, we'll be doing in the good code part, and for that good and nice coding part, this commenting thing actually holds strong place, because without this commenting thing you will not be able to explain your codes, because you can't stand in front of that particular guy who will be inspecting your codes and explain them that this line does this line does this. We can't actually, and we will be highlighting some actual points in this coding era which will be required for a person to understand. For example, if I'll comment out some things, then I'll just write wait. Yeah, I'll just write this code will be understandable to those who are having knowledge of Python. Okay, so it's for the coder, or it's for the inspector who will be inspecting our codes. There's no such things for users that user can get in and they can see. No, there is nothing. So that's for this commenting part. Okay. Now let's just move to what we have covered in last lecture. Okay. So for this last lecture part, we have done some data types. Integer, we already know. Simple numerics. Then I'll be writing this in the comments. Okay. Then there is float, integer with decimal values. Then there comes bool or boolean. We will represent it by bool. Okay, which gives us output as in true and false. Okay, or zeros and ones. Again, one thing, all of the coding languages actually work in binary system. Binary system is actually that binary is another assembly language which is always working in zeros and ones, as we have seen in the cyber movies, that how those hackers on those hackers screen, there's a trail of zeros and one is going on. That's all binary. That's nothing much more. If you have a little bit knowledge of binary, you can actually decode those things. We got some particular instruments for those things, encoders and decoders, which will be encoding and giving you a particular message from those binaries, and a decoder who will be decoding it. Okay, so that's some part of our electronics part. It's not majorly for the CSE part, but for CSE there will be one thing. Okay, for CSE there is just one thing to understand for binary. Binary is actually the main language of the system. Okay, zeros and one, and it's harder to code in binary. That's why we are coding in high level languages such as Python, C, Java, JavaScript, everything like that. Okay, so for this boolean, it gives results in zeros and one. The system gives results in zeros and one if the boolean is a data type, and we will be having a true and a false. For zero, it's always a false. For one, it's always a true. So that's our boolean data type. Okay. Then there is str, string data type, which we used to declare in double quotes. For a string to be declared, it should be in double quotes. Okay. Then there is, do we have left something? I guess not, but yeah. If you guys remember, comment down below, cause I'll be waiting you guys in the comments. Okay. So this was what we actually learned majorly in last class. Then there is some input syntaxes, and we learned how to get our outputs. Okay. So this part also we have learned. Inputs can be taken in two different ways. One for first showing the message and having the input. Another directly taking the input. It doesn't matter. In both ways, we are getting our inputs and outputs. Okay. Now, in today's videos, in not today's videos, in today's video, we will be learning about arithmetic operations, type conversions, and many functions, many operations which we can do in Python. Such as there are many functions, in Python, such as arithmetic operators, okay, and comparison operators. So we will be learning about that in this lecture. So stay connected, and now we'll start. Okay. So see, what happens is actually, first we will do the type conversion thing. Okay, for the type conversion thing, see what actually happens if if I'll declare a variable name as age. Okay, age equals to 56. Okay, and then I'll write print type age. Okay, so I'll have my output as class int. Okay, but now again, now if I'll write, one little thing, if I'll write age is equals to colon, not colon, str bracket age, and I'll get print age, not print age, print type age. Okay, and now if I'll run it, see, the data type of that age is converted from integer to string. That's what we call type conversion, in which in this method, the input in which we are taking, if the user is giving us an input of integer and we want input in string, we can actually convert its type. That's what this type conversion is. You know, Irrespective of this, if I'll write float, okay, then its type comes to float. Damn, that's a new bloody thing which we actually got to know in this video. So there's this thing. We have declared a variable age. Age is of 56 years. Okay, 56 years is its age. And then after that age, we are converting its type into string. First, we converted its type into string. In that string part, its age got in double quotes. See, this is one quote, this is another quote. The age variable is, for example, this the age variable is my face. So it's at first it was just this. It was integer, but after we converted its type, it was now there are two quotes which are covering it up. Okay, so that makes it string. Okay, that is what we call type conversion. We actually converted a type of a variable. Okay, then at third point we converted its type to float. Okay, so if you guys are not trusting, when you guys are actually still suspicious that if he's teaching us right, then I'll write print age, and now you will see 12.0. Okay, 15.6. Okay, that's what our age is. See, that's it. We have given the output in the integer. If I'll write, if I'll also write print age here too, and let's go. See, class integer 56. Then the type converts. Class is now float. It's we are getting the output as 56.0. That's our type conversion. We can do this type conversion in multiple things. We can get it from integers to floats to strings. But there is one little factor which is holding us every time. You can convert integer to string, float, and other data types, but you can't convert string data types to integer or float. You know why? If I'll move this age data type to colon, let's write Thor, okay, and we move this age to name, okay. Now if I'll just do one little change, you know what this one little change will do? This will make things different. You know how this will make things different. Now if I'll write name, okay, and now if I'll just get the output, see, first class Thor, see, it's giving us this class, giving us this output, then error, trace back, value error. The value has changed, the value is error. You can't convert the alphabetic numeral of alphabetic Thor to float or numeric values. Even if I'll remove this float from here and I'll write int, I also can't get something. See, that's what I'm talking about. It's not the problem with float. It's actually a value error. You can't actually convert ABC to integers or floats, but you can convert integer or floats to string data type. That's how we actually work. And if I'll just do one thing, if I'll just change its value to bool, so do we have an output? See, for bool data type, it will do nothing. For booleans, it's actually giving us nothing. Booleans are always working for conditions. They are not having a particular data type in their own self. Okay, that's why we have got str as there at the end. Okay, but there is a common mistake which is there. So what's the common mistake out there? Common mistake is, if I'll just ram float here, and I'll just change this to from Thor to from Thor. So I'll just do 12.6. Okay, then not float to int. You see int. See, now its class is float. Both of its classes is float. You know why? If it can't change, then there is no value error. Both of them are in numerals. But the major issue is there is a decimal after numeral. Why? Because we have written it like that. So at first its class is float. At second its class is also still float. Because up in Python or in any language, if you are writing any numeral after decimal, it shifts its class from integer to float, double, or long. it doesn't matter. Okay, but if I'll write long, it's a name. Actually, it's not long. Okay, so those are the data types of C languages. I have been learning C my second sem, so that's what coming in my mind again and again. Sorry for this, but yeah, don't get confused in this part. It's actually more complex when you learn two languages at once. But yeah, see, for the its data type is float. So this is what we call type conversion. We we learned one thing from this type conversion. We can actually convert int to float, str, bool, but we can't actually convert float to int. We can't actually convert float to int, but we can convert float to str. And you know how will you people remember these things, when you people will do it by your own hands, you by your own solely. Soul helps, no helps. Your soul helps. You know, you are helping yourself to getting better at one thing. That's what helps you most, I'll say. Okay, so for this float. Okay, so now you can't even convert strings to integers and all. So that's what I call type conversion. It's it will be useful for us when we will be doing when we will be doing conditional statements or taking complex inputs from user. It will be working in there. Okay. So now let's just see. We have learned two types of inputs. Okay, one is of having in comment, not comment, giving a statement to user. It's giving the input as required, and then we are processing, and then there is no statement. Okay, now let's just do one thing. Okay, we know mathematical operators. They are more mathematical operators, or I can just say arithmetic operators. We have learned in the past, in the previous video, in the past videos. So first mathematical arithmetical operator is addition. You know, I'll declare, I'll just declare, oh sorry, I'll just declare two variables, a equals to 90 and b is equals to 74. Okay, for this arithmetic operator, I can just write a plus b. You know, we have to declare another variable c equals to a plus b. Okay, and then I'll just print it, print c. Okay, print. Nice. So then there comes subtraction. Okay, subtraction is also out there. So we will just write a minus b. Okay, then we have to declare c also. Okay. Then there comes multiplication, also known as the asterisk sign. Multiplication is out there. So we'll just write c equals to a asterisk b. We print c. Then there comes percentage sign, and there. So we know what they are actually. But now, can we take multiple inputs from user? Yeah, sure we can. If you are able to take one single input, it's the same process for two inputs. Okay. So let's just have it print, not print. A is equals to int input. Okay. Enter num1. Then v equals to int input, enter num2. Okay. Then now let's just perform some operations on these. Okay. So now You see people. For outputs, we can also do the same thing. We can get the outputs first a statement, then the output, or directly outputs. For the more formal ways, first statement, then outputs. Okay. So for outputs, we will be writing C is equals to A plus B. Let's just have a simple conversation. Let's just have a simple arithmetic function. Okay. And then we will write print. Then in quotes, okay, similar to inputs, in quotes, here is your sum, and then if this colon is just for the show, I can just remove it, okay. And then now we have to put a comma out here because this little comma separates a statement from a variable. It separates. If I'll not put, if I'll just do it like this, enter num1 40, enter num2 60. Here's your sum 100, okay. But if I'll not do this, error, syntax error. It's a syntax error. And see, as I told you, these errors are helpful to us. See, it has told me, perhaps you forgot a comma right here. You know, print here is your sum, perhaps you forgot a comma. That's how these errors are actually helping us. These are made for us, okay. They are no enemies. Okay. So this is what we can take when we can take multiple inputs and give them output with a particular statement. Okay. So now, your first homework for this video will be that go to your systems, go to your desktops and create a calculator which must include addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, and exponential power. Okay. Exponential power is double asterisk power to the power to this. Okay. These six operations must be working in that, and it must take input from the user and give them the output. Okay. So of everything. Okay. It must give them the output. This is your first homework of this video. Now let's just start to move forward towards the next part of this video. Okay, next set, next part of the session. Okay, but before that next part of the session, let's have a little quiz. Okay, let's have a little quiz. If I'll ask you, what's the type of variable A? Okay, and let's just write print type A. Now, it's for your memory, guys. What's the type of wave when I'll write this? Comment down below or write it somewhere and check it when I'll answer. Okay, so I'll be waiting for 5 seconds. So do it as you guys like. Okay, so let's just check. So type of A is actually integer. Those who have written integer, congratulations, guys. Now let's just see what's the type of A. Now, three, two, one. String. Those who have written string, congratulations, guys. You have got another point. Okay. Now let's just see what's the type of a bool. For those who have not written bool, many of you will not be able to solve this one. Why? Because you haven't paid attention in the first lecture. Go to the first lecture and learn what are the two Boolean variables or keywords which we are using. Okay. Then what's the type of this? Three, two, one. Float. If you guys have passed all these, congratulations. You are on a right path. If you have missed more than one, or even if you have missed one, just go back and study. You can, it's on YouTube. It's no time lecture or it's not log. that you can't study back from then. Go and study, guys. I'll just suggest you guys all that, okay? Because these practices will actually help you. You know. Now let's just move towards our second part of this video. What is operators or operators in Python? You know, there are multiple operators in Python, like arithmetic operators, comparison operators are there, logical operators are there, assignment operator, and what are the operator precedence? Okay, so we will be doing this in now in this half of this video. Okay, so the first thing which we will understand that what is an operator. So let's just understand. Okay, it's more similar to an operator is a sign which actually does some work. Okay, so in more formal way, we can write an operator is simply a symbol that tells Python to perform an operation. You know, for that plus symbol, for that addition symbol, this little symbol, for this little symbol, it tells Python to do an addition. For this, tells Python to do subtraction. So these are operators, but operators are divided. They are actually divided. So first operator which comes is arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operators consist of addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, modulus, and exponent. All the mathematical operators fall into arithmetic operators category. Okay. After that arithmetic operators, there are, you know, after that arithmetic operators, there are comparison operators. Comparison operators. Now we will study about these. So comparison operators, there are numeric operators such as equals to, not equals to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. Let's see what those symbols actually look like. Okay, so comment out. Okay, for equals to, the symbol is actually this double equals to sign. If I'll write A is equals to this, it's actually a comparison operator which compares if A is equals to B. But if I'll write A equals to B, it assigns A as B. That's not what we are looking for. We are looking for the comparison between A and B, that value of A and value of B is equal or not. That's why we use A double equals to B. You know. Now let's just move to the end and let's just do one thing. Let's just write, let's just declare them into a variable and let's just write, or not C, let's just directly get down. So okay, print A double equals to, okay, and before that let me just declare two variables, A equals to 5, B equals to 96. Okay, now there comes another way, another operator, not equals to. That not equals to operator is given by an exclamation mark and equals to equal sign. Okay, it's not equals to. Okay, so for this not equals to sign, it actually compares that if the value of A and B are not equal, just like we do in simple mathematics. That's what this not equals to do. So if I'll write print A not equals to B, okay, it will give me an output. Okay, and remember, all these output will be in booleans. Okay, because in comparison we get the output as boolean, not number, not numerals. Okay, now there comes greater than. Okay, greater than operator, which is this one. Oh, or it's opposite one. We always get confused with. So let's just remember, the greater than operator is the one in which the broader side is facing towards the left, and the smaller than one is the one in which the broader side is facing towards the right. In the Greater than is the broader side. This side is actually facing towards the left, and in the less than there, there is the narrow part facing towards the left. So this is the greater one. So if I'll write print A is greater than B, now there comes the less than, same working as greater than. Okay, symbol is all we know. A is less than B. Okay, then there comes another one, you know, greater than, equals to, this one is greater than sign and equals to sign. Okay, so now we can see that it's pretty much easy, pretty much simple. And in every language, it's easy and simple. You just have to study hard. There's nothing more than that. And then there is less than, equal to. Okay, so it's this sign. Then there is, now I'll write print a less than, equals to, and a less than and equals to. Now I'll put an enter. See, false, true, false, true, false, true. So how do we get these? Is A equals to B? It will check the value of A. Value of A is 5, value of B is 96. No, they are not equal. That's why it gave us false. See, every output is in Boolean. Then we have got, if A is not equals to B, yeah, true. It's true. Then we have got it true. We have got the output in true. If A is greater than B, no, false. If A is smaller than B, it's true. If A is greater than or equal to B, false. If A is less than or equal to B, true. See, that's how comparison operators actually work. Now, after that comparison operators, we have got the logical operators. Logical operators are and, or, and not. And and operator means both the conditions must be true. If I'll give two conditions, this and this, that means there is a compulsion of doing both of them. If I'll say heat the water and heat it until it boils, there are two different things. For the first condition, I'm saying heat the water. That means even if water temperature rises to 1 degree, it's still being heated. But in second statement, I'm saying and heat it till it boils. That means heat it until the temperature of that particular water turns to 100 degrees Celsius. See, that's what and operator actually holds. That's where it holds. It puts in compulsion on both statements. Whereas on an or operator, it says at least one condition must be true. There is only one single compulsion. Either you can do this or you can do that. For that or operator, we can have the example that grab grab a cup of tea or grab one of coffee. See, either you can grab a cup of tea or you can grab a cup of coffee. There is no compulsion that you must bring both of them. No, there's either this or that. That's why in OR operator, it's either one condition is true, not both of them. Then there comes the NOT operator. The NOT operator will always reverse the result. It's more similar to a device that actually re- reverses our decisions, reverses our results. So now for this, we'll write, okay, we'll create a variable age as 75. Okay, 78. Let's take it 78. Print. Okay, this one is for and. Age is greater than 20 and age is less than 92. We will still having our output in Boolean. There is no outputs other than Boolean in some of the operators. Okay, so let me just write or for and operator. And operator, we are doing this. Okay. Then for or operator, for or operator, we will be writing print age greater than 70 or age less than 75. You know, that's how it actually works. And now let's just get the output for these two. See, both of our conditions are true. Why they are true? Because in first case, both of the conditions are actually being followed. In second case, one condition is being followed. Now, for the not operator, it's actually something that actually reverse reverses its polarity. Reverses its polarity. If I'll say, okay, for not operator, if I'll say what is it which is not true? We'll say it's false. What is it which is not false? It's true. Either it's true or it's. So if I'll say that's not true or that's false, these are two same conditions but with different words. So that's why if I'll write print age, not print age. Here we will write print not true. And I'll run it. We will have our output as false. But then I'll just remove this true from here and I'll just write false. It's true. See, that's what this not operator does. It actually switches the polarity of your object, of your work. Okay. Now there is assignment operators. Now there comes our assignment operators. These are what? These are actually logical operators. Before this we did comparison. Before them we did arithmetic. Now we will be doing assignment operators. You know what an assignment operator is? This sign. This sign is actually assignment operator. That's it. We have been using it since our first video from lecture zero, from second zero. We have been using it. So I'll just say A is equals to 45 and B is equals to 86. Okay. Now if I'll say A is equals to B and I'll print it. Print A. Okay. So now A is the value of A has dynamically changed to B. But now, you know, if I'll ask you, can you do me one favor? Can you add B in the value of A? You can do it by the way. A is equals to A plus B. Then you will just write print A, right? It's 172. But same you can do for subtraction, same you can do for multiplication. And right. So subtraction, addition, multiplication, same we can do these type of calculations we can do actually. Okay, okay, okay guys, no issues for division. We can actually do these type of things. But there is a more simpler way. If I'll do this, it's 172. But there is this way in which I actually put the arithmetic operator right here. It still does the thing. It says A must be firstly added to B and the result must be out here. See, that's what I'm for. 172 at this time again. Why? Because it's nothing but we are adding B into the value of adding B to the value of A. That's what we are doing right now here. We are putting in addition operator. So that's what this operator does. It adds the value. So it's just having the value of A 45, then it's having that addition operator, and then there is equals to, then there is B, which is 86. So according to that odd mass rule, we must say that the first operator which comes first must be solved first. So that's why we are having this A plus B first, then we are having the value of A back to us. You know, we can do it for multiplication also. It's pretty fun. Guys, it just makes our work less. It's pretty fun. See, now we can do it with any of this. These are called assignment operators. See, so this is what we have actually learned till now. Okay. So what we have actually learned till now, we have learned how to take an input, how to take an output, how to take an input, how to give an output. Okay. Type of operators. There are type of operators which are assignment operators. Then there is comparison operators, arithmetic operators. Okay. Then we have learned how those assignment operators work, comparison operator works, and how those arithmetic operators works, and what's the difference between double equals to and single equals to, and how can we take multiple inputs with statements, without statements. So till now we have done this much, okay, and it's pretty simple till now. It's very much easier right now. So this much will be for our today's lecture, but for the next lecture, I'll just suggest you that for the next lecture, please be serious from the next lecture because it will be a bit of tough part there. So I'll see you in the next lecture. But before that, I must give you another homework. Now your homework is take the input from the user. Okay, do all the comparisons. Okay, perform all the operators which are in comparison operators. Perform all the operators which are in arithmetic operators, and perform all the comparisons or all the procedures which are in assignment operators, and then print them line by line. If you are having your results okay, then I'll say that yeah, you have understood in this video, understood pretty well from this video. But if you are not being able to do such, you can rewatch the video or you can comment down below. I'll be there looking for you in the comment sections, for not for you but for your weak spots where we can actually make them stronger for our next lectures. Okay, so I'll be right back in a few moments. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you and signing off.